Well, fall is right around the corner. Soon, there will be a nip in the air as you look at the harvest moon while sipping your pumpkin spice latte. So, before Indian summer comes, let's have a look at some fall vocabulary.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 882, Fall Vocabulary in American English. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome back to the Happy English Podcast. Well, fall is just around the corner, and I gotta say, I'm down for it. There's a nip in the air, the leaves are starting to turn, but just in case you were wondering, I'll have to pass on the pumpkin spice latte. It's not my thing. But hey, when the season changes, so does the way we talk. So, today, let's dive into some seasonal vocabulary and phrases that'll help you talk about fall just like a native speaker. First of all, let's talk about the word fall itself. In American English, we usually say fall instead of autumn when we talk about the season. You'll hear it everywhere. People say things like fall weather, fall break, fall semester, or fall colors. Like just this morning, I was walking Rosie and I said to my neighbor, I love this fall weather. It's not hot anymore, but it's not cold yet either. And when my niece started college last week, she said the fall semester is already super busy. And who doesn't love to see the fall foliage? Now, the word autumn is totally correct, and native speakers understand it, of course, but autumn just sounds a little more formal or poetic. Like you can probably hear someone in a TV documentary say, "The autumn foliage in New England is breathtaking." Or you might see a sign for an autumn festival. If you're into fashion, you've probably already seen the 2025 autumn collection in a fashion magazine. Autumn has this kind of elegant ring to it, but most Americans just stick with fall in everyday talk. Now, let me give you one that's kind of official, the autumnal equinox. This is the name of the first official day of fall. It's the moment when day and night are just about the same length. A lot of cultures celebrate the autumnal equinox in different ways. In Japan, for example, it's a public holiday. In the US, it's more of a fun fact than a celebration. But you might hear one say, well, the autumnal equinox is this weekend, so summer's really over now. And personally, considering how muggy it's been, all I can say about summer this year is good riddance. Speaking of changes in the season, have you ever heard of a harvest moon? That's the full moon that shows up in early fall, like in September and October, and looks big, bright, and orange in the sky. Farmers used to rely on it to keep harvesting their crops late into the evening. Last week, I took a walk after dinner and wow, the harvest moon lit up the whole sky. It was huge. I actually texted my friend and said, you gotta check out the moon tonight. It's gorgeous. That's the harvest moon, nature's fall flashlight. Now, we can't talk about fall in the US without mentioning pumpkin spice. It's a flavor that shows up everywhere this time of year. And, despite the name, there's generally no pumpkin in it at all. Pumpkin spice is the set of spices that are used to make pumpkin pie: cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, allspice, and ginger. And, thanks to a famous coffee shop chain, the pumpkin spice shows up everywhere. We're talking coffee, donuts, yogurt, potato chips, and even pumpkin spice candles. For a lot of people, pumpkin spice has become the smell and taste of fall. My sister gets so into it, she bakes pumpkin spice cookies and muffins every weekend in October. So, what does fall feel like? Well, there's a phrase that I love for that: a nip in the air. The word nip itself is like a sharp bite or pinch. With this image, that first burst of chilly air after weeks of hot, muggy weather feels like it's biting you. That's a nip in the air. There's just a chill outside. Not freezing, but enough to grab a hoodie or a scarf. Like this morning, when I took Max out for our 6 a.m. stroll, I thought, wow, there's a nip in the air today. By the time we hit October, there's always a little nip in the air at night, even if the days are still warm. And when the weather's really nice, we say it's crisp and clear. That means the air is cool and dry, kind of refreshing. I love waking up on a Saturday, looking out the window and thinking, yes, it's crisp and clear, perfect weather for a walk. Or, like after a rainy day, the sky clears up and it just feels fresh outside. That's crisp and clear. Now, here's one more fun phrase: Indian summer. This is when it suddenly gets warm again during the fall. Like maybe it's been chilly for a few weeks, then all of a sudden, boom, it's back up to 30 degrees Celsius. I remember last October when I was wearing a sweater and jacket all week, and then the weekend came and I was back in a t-shirt. That's an Indian summer, and when it happens, everyone talks about it. Can you believe this Indian summer? It's like summer came back for a visit. So yeah, fall has its own flavor, and that flavor comes through the words we use. Whether you're grabbing a pumpkin spice latte, heading out into the crisp and clear morning, or looking up at a big harvest moon, there's just something special about the language of fall. Let's wrap up with a quick recap. In casual conversation, Americans usually say fall instead of autumn. The autumnal equinox is the official start of fall. The harvest moon lights up the sky and signals harvest time. Pumpkin spice is the unofficial flavor of the season in everything. A nip in the air means a little chilly outside. Crisp and clear describes perfect fall weather, cool and refreshing. And Indian summer is that surprise return of warm weather in the middle of fall. So here's your challenge. Think about the weather where you live right now. Try describing it using one or two of today's expressions. Is there a nip in the air? Or maybe you're still in flip-flops waiting for an Indian summer. Either way, try putting these phrases into your English this week and fall into more natural conversation. See what I did there? And hey, if you want to practice the English from this and all of my podcasts with me and a group of other awesome English learners, come check out my Podcast Learners Study Group. We meet once a week and go over the language from these podcast lessons together. It's a great way to build confidence and improve your speaking. Just click the link where you're listening to this podcast right now, or visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast episode 8 82 for more info. Thanks for listening. And remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.